Hello and welcome to Instablogs Global Report. This is Sukhmani with fresh updates and more citizen voices from all over the world. Stories for the day are: Israeli commandos storm Gaza aid ship leaving several dead. Afghan Grand Jirga to attract 1,600 delegates from across the country. And a mass grave of drug violence victims found in Taxco region of Mexico. At least 9 people have been killed after Israeli commandos stormed a convoy of ships carrying aid to the Gaza Strip. The activists were attempting to defy a blockade imposed by Israel after the Islamist movement Hamas took control of power in Gaza in 2007. CJ Buzurek placed down Israeli claims of only responding to violent acts displayed by members of the convoy as cheap propaganda.
19 people were killed this morning in an Israeli raid on a Turkish aid boat heading to Gaza. Most victims were Turkish nationals. Despite Israeli claims that those on the ship initiated the attack on their forces first, members of the Free Gaza Movement said that members of the convoy were attacked in spite of raising white flag. Israel could continue with their cheap propaganda by claiming that they were only responding to violent acts displayed by members of the convoy, but they sure should be smarter than to expect peaceful responses from people with a sense of humanity and some common sense, those supporting Gaza. Every crime has a punishment and justice should be served soon, as people are running out of patience towards Israeli provocation.
Twice delayed before, the Grand Assembly of Elders titled the National Consultative Peace Jirga is all set to kick off for 3 days on June the 2nd. The Jirga is expected to be attended by at least 600 members from across Afghanistan. CJ Kramuddin Bahram tells us more on the agenda before the conference.
This is Kramuddin Bahram on Instablogs.com. The much-awaited National Consultative Peace Jirga Assembly will finally be held from tomorrow June 2nd through June 5th. The Grand Jirga will attract about 1,600 delegates from across the country, carefully selected by a panel of organizers weeks ahead of the conference. Just before the Grand Assembly kicks off, clouds of doubts still surround the participation of members of the parliament, as they are all on a strike against the presidency for failing to nominate the remaining 11 cabinet ministers for approval from the parliament. In the meanwhile, former Taliban Foreign Minister Wakil Ahmad Mutawakkil has called for concrete steps and confidence-building measures on the part of the government to bring Taliban militants to the mainstream national politics. The aim of the conference is described to be formulating a specific definition of Taliban and building a mechanism for talks and reconciliation with them.
A tip from a man arrested last week has led to the discovery of what appears to be a mass grave of victims of drug violence in an abandoned silver mine in the Taxco region. CJ has more on the story from Mexico.
A tip from a man arrested last week has led to the discovery of what appears to be a mass grave of victims of drug violence in an abandoned silver mine in the Taxco region. There are between 20 and 25 bodies so far discovered, all thrown down a mine shaft at different times. A man who has remained unnamed was arrested Friday and gave the tip that led police to this grisly discovery. The bodies had their arms and feet tied behind their backs, and the cause of death and whether they were dead prior to the fall from the mine shaft is unknown. Thousands die every year in the drug war ruling the country of Mexico.
Expressing shock at the Gaza incident, CJ Karim Khan tells us that Pakistan's foreign minister has also sent a call for an emergency meeting of the United Nations regarding Israel's aggression on the aid ship in the international waters.
This is CJ Karim Khan on Instablogs from Peshawar in Pakistan. The Israeli attack on the relief aid fleet is a clear violation of international borders, since the aid ship was targeted in international waters, not within Israel's territory. Along with other countries, Pakistan has been affected directly by the attack, as its renowned journalist Talat Hossain, the executive director of the popular television channel Ash TV, along with his crew members, was on board the ship targeted by Israel. Protests and condemnations have already started in Pakistan on both diplomatic and public level. Pakistan's foreign minister has also sent a call for an emergency meeting of the United Nations regarding Israel's aggression on the aid ship in international waters. Whether or not Pakistan's call for help from the international community is heeded will give an indication of how the United States, which is Pakistan's closest ally in the ongoing war on terror, weighs Pakistan against Israel in matters of serious political import.
If you want your voice to be heard by millions, let Instablogs be your choice. You can contact us at cj@instablogs.com. That's all for today's show. We'll be back with fresh updates and more citizen voices. Till then, it's goodbye from the entire team of Global Report.